Only 3 minutes, 3 to post time. Post time less than 2 minutes. First race, it's post time. First race of the evening, top of the stretch has JIM, Don't Take Your Love to Town, Eastern Exposure, Eva Jeanski, She's the Trouble, Fernhill Cruise, then Salzburg Flicka, and All Country. They're off and pacing away quickly. Eva Jeanski driving out to grab the early lead. JIM at the wheel will cut away second. Then up on the outside, that's Fernhill Cruise wide on the far outside. Salzburg Flicka is leading alertly. Is in the 4 wide path as they race by the opening 8th and into the backstretch. That's Salzburg Flicka, the extreme outside. Eastern Exposure in the center. Now Willie Mage with the lead as they race into the backstretch and out of the opening quarter, led by Eastern Exposure. Outside and now gathered up and taking a seat is Salzburg Flicka in the pocket second. Eva Jeanski is the third one back at the rail and racing out of 4 in the early going. But She's the Trouble. Fernhill Cruise has found a seat in 5. Next in line and racing in 6. That is All Country. They continue past the 3/8 as they race off the top turn. Opening quarter was 30 2/5 seconds. Eastern Exposure leads them off the top turn and through the stretch as they approach the half. Salzburg Flicka tracks along in the pocket second. Then Eva Jeanski looks at it from 3. Here comes Fernhill Cruise starting up on the outside from 4. Then 5th out the wheel. That is She's the Trouble. Then moving is JIM from 6. Then back to All Country and Don't Take Your Love to Town. He's gapped it at the back of the field. They race past the 5/8, the half in 1:01 flat. On to the backside now for the final time as they approach 3/4 Eastern Exposure. Now to be confronted by the first ever challenger, Fernhill Cruise, as they approach the 3/4 mile mark. Inside, Salzburg Flicka is pacing along in 3. JIM on the outside within striking range. Moves up into the 4 spot. Back to Eva Jeanski in 5. They race on to the 7/8 now. The half is in 1:01, 3/4 in 1:30 and 4. Eastern Exposure on the outside, and racing second for No Cruise. Then the inside, Salzburg Quicker is still sitting in the pocket looking for room. They straighten out for the stretch drive, led on by Eastern Exposure. Now Salzburg Quicker to the outside, second, third for No Cruise. Eastern Exposure will prevail in the opener. Second is Salzburg Quicker, third, that's for No Cruise. Now back in victory lane, the winner of race 1, number 3, Eastern Exposure, 3-year-old bay-gelded son of Shadow Play, owned by Jeff Skinner, trained and driven by Danny Rollo. Eastern Exposure in 2 minutes and 2/5. First race is now official. 1 JIM finished fourth. 2 Don't Take Your Love to Town, 8-3 Eastern Exposure, the winner. 4 Ava fifth. 5 She's the Trouble, 6 Foothill Cruise third. 7 Salzburg Flicka second. 8 All Country seventh. Quarter in 30 and 2, the half 1:01. 3/4 in 1:30 and 4, the mile 2 minutes and 2/5. Top round 4:81, 5:63, 2:7. 3:76 try in race 1, 55.10, 3:7 exactor, $69 even, and the superfecta 20 cent, 3761, return 66.33. Upcoming in the second and third races, the early daily double, there are no program changes. Second race post in 8 minutes. The entries in the second race, 1P Hanover, owned by Kevin Dory, Danny Rubbo, and Ernie Gillen. Danny drives. Bob Samara owns the 2 Mr. Pibb. Note the driver is Carl Eisner. 3 Sakatuan, Kenny Parker Jr. owns and drives. 4 is Kendall Courageous, owned and driven by Clayton Stevens. The 5 Arizona Bucks, owned by Phil Pinckney, Paul Langell driving. Darren Crow aboard 6 Charlie Drummond for Lee Raymond. Life in the Country is the 7, owned and will be driven by Jamie Ramsey, co-owner Linda Ramsey. And I-47 is the 8, Roy Burton owns and will do the driving. Second race post in 6 minutes. Please note here in the second race to the late driver change announcement on the 2 Mr. Pibb. Mr. Pibb will be barred from the wagering here in race 2. 2 Mr. Pibb still a starter in the second race. However, you will not be able to purchase tickets on the 2 Mr. Pibb. Final call at the windows for the second race, less than a minute. Last call for wagering on the second. It's second race post time. Home hardware, building center starting gates now moving. Second race of the evening has Pia Hanover, Mr. Pibb, Soccer Tour, Kendall Courageous, Arizona Bucks, Charlie Drummond, Life in the Country, and I-47. They're off, and as they leave the gate, Arizona Bucks is away quickly in search of the early lead, also driving out that Soccer Tour. And up on the far outside of third is Charlie Drummond. Down at the wheel is the Mr. Pibb racing in four, wide fifth, I-47. Back in sixth on the inside for Pia Hanover. The seventh away is Kendall Courageous, and sitting at the back of the field, that's Life in the Country. On into the backstretch now for the first time, and Charlie Drummond has now reached the lead as they arrive at the opening quarter. Back sitting in the pocket second, but not for long. That's Soccer Tour. Now looking to reclaim the top spot as they race out of the 3/8 Soccer Tour back to the lead. Second is Charlie Drummond. Then racing on the inside of third as they continue off the turn is Arizona Bucks. 28-4 was the opening quarter. They continue off the top turn, racing into the stretch now as they approach the half, and up front they're led by Soccer Tour. Charlie Drummond in the pocket. Outside and going the long trip is I-47. Outside and racing fourth with cover. That's Life in the Country. Fifth inside is Arizona Bucks. 8th over in sixth is Pia Hanover. Mr. Pibb, and at the back of the field is Kendall Courageous. They race solid to 5/8 now, and they're still led by Socket to him. Charlie Drummond in the pocket second. Outside I-47 is still there third after the Proctor trip. Inside racing fourth, Arizona Bucks. Life in the Country coming through wide from 5. Followed outside by Pia Hanover 6. 59 and 2 is the half. They arrive at 3/4, and Socket to him is striding out by 5. Charlie Drummond losing contact second. On the outside, I-47 is still there third. Pia Hanover is routing 4 wide path, now racing third. They continue past the 7/8. It's Socket to him, 1:28 and 4 3/4. Socket to him with an insurmountable lead as they turn down the lane now for the final time. That's Pia Hanover coming on for second, but it's all Socket to him here in the second race. Pia Hanover is the closing second of the inside, finishing third. That is Arizona Bucks. Back in victory lane, the second race winner, number 3, Socket to him, 10-year-old bay, son of Arcane Hanover. Owned, trained, and driven by Kenny Parker Jr., Socket to him in 1:58 and 4/5. Here's where they finished in the second race. 1 P. Hanover second, 2 Mr. Pub fourth, 3 Socket 2 in the winner, 4 Kendall Courageous 8, 5 Arrows in the Bucks third, 6 Charlie Drummond 7, 7 Life in the Country 6, 8 I-47 was fifth. Quarter 28 and 4, the half 59 and 2, 3 quarters and 128 and 4, the mile in 158 and 4 fifths. From the top of your card is 241 83765. The 315 try in the second race, $55.90, 3-1 exactor, $20. The 20-cent super, $5.38. Third race up and coming. No changes to report in the third race. They go to the gate in 8 minutes. Horses are on the track and on parade for the third race. Number 1 is Pictonian's Derby, owned by Paisley McCollum with Andy Campbell driving. Andrea and rider Matthews Runnison, the owners. Paul Angel drives from post 2 Draft Sealster. Laughabile is the 3, Dave Carey driving for James Weldon Jr. From post 4 is Shadow Phil, owned by Steve Morton. Darren Crow at the lines. Robbie Smallwood owns and drives the 5 entry NS Acadian. Flag of Honor is the 6 on the Dave Settle with Ernie Laffencatch driving. Glenview Natalie is the 7 with Todd Traits aboard for Adam Johnson. And the 8 Super Shadow is owned and driven by Emmons McKay. She's co-owned by Arthur McKay. Third race post in 6 minutes. Only 3 minutes, 3 to post time. Down to 2 minutes, 2 to post time. Third race entry is now lining up behind the Home Hardware Building Center starting gate. It's post time. Race number 3 of the evening has Pictonian's Derby, Draft Sealster, Laugh a Mile, Shadow Phil, and a Cicadian, Flag of Honor, Glenview Natalie, and Super Shadow. They're off and pacing with Shadow Phil getting the first call up the inside. Draft Sealster comes away second, outside third. That's Glenview Natalie. Then on the far outside up into 4 is Super Shadow. Fifth along the inside for Laugh a Mile. Then Cicadian gets away on the rim in 6. Inside racing in 7 is Pictonian's Derby, and at the back of the field is Flag of Honor. Through the backstretch for time 1 as they head to the opening quarter. On top is Shadow Phil, popping the pocket now. That's Draft Sealster driving up now to take over. Draft Sealster takes over the lead. Second is Shadow Fit on the inside, and pacing out of 3. That is Glenview Natalie. And looking at it from 4 is Lafayette on the inside. As they continue past the 3/8 and off the top turn, out front, Draft Sister leads it by 2 lengths as they turn down the lane for the first time approaching the half. 29-3 was that initial quarter. Racing along in the pocket is Shadow Phil. Glenview Natalie next in line third. Lafayette is the 4th one. Outside uncovered in 5. That's on Acadian. 6th is Victorian's Derby. Underway on the outside from 7 is Flag of Honor. And at the back of the field, Super Shadow. Half in 59 1/5 second. They continue into the backstretch. And Draft Sister opening up to 3. Shadow Foot is still second. Glenview Natalie racing third. And Acadian the outside is 4th. 5th inside, number to go for Lafayette. They arrive at 3/4, and Draft Sister is the one to catch, clear by 5 on for second. Glenview Natalie and Acadian the outside third, tiring out the rail is Shadow Full back to 4th. Moving up on the outside, that's Flag of Honor now into 4. They raced to the 7/8, and on top it's Draft Sister trying to cut into that lead. In second is Glenview Natalie. 1:29-1 was the 3/4. They make the final turn, and Draft Sister the one to catch. Glenview Natalie trying second on the inside of third. That is Ennis Acadian. They'll finish that way. Draft Sister winning it. Glenview Natalie is second, and third is Ennis Acadian. Now back in victory lane, the 3rd race winner, number 2, Draft Sister, 6-year-old son of Shadow Play. Owned by Andrea and rider Matthews Renison. Trained by George Renison, driven by Paul Angel. Draft Sister in 2 minutes flat. Race 3 is official. 1 Pictonian's Derby 7th. 2 Draft Seals to the winner. 3 and off a mile 5th. 4 Shadow Phil was 8. 5 Acadian 3rd. 6 Flag of Honor 4th. 7 Hungry Natalie 2nd. 8 Super Shadow 6th. Quarter 29 and 3. The half 59 and 1. 3 quarters and 129 and 1. The mile 2 minutes flat. From the top 715 834 26. 275 try $250 20 cents. The $1.27 exactor $112.90. The daily double $1.32 combination $33.40, and the superfecta was a carryover of $37.53 to tonight's 5th race. Upcoming in the 4th race, scratch the 3 Chief Executive Officer lane. No superfecta wagering on the 4th race. Post time in 7 minutes. Horses are on the track for the 4th race. Number 1 is Pride of Paradise, owned by Robbie Smallwood and Cyril Harvey. Henry Smallwood drives. The 2 Putnam's New Year. Kenny Parker Jr. drives for Leslie and Linda Parker. 3 is scratched for Rockin' Party. Has Danny Romo in charge for Ian Banks, Sue Carroll, and Charles McDonald. Hamac Diamond is the 5, Paul Angel for Canny Standards Incorporated. The 6, Silver Hill King, Darren Crow driving for Don Ellis Abbott. The 7 is Center Stage G on the Don Ellis Abbott and Donnie Ellis with Todd Traits at the helm. 8, Janantha, Clayton Stevens owns and drives. Post time in 5 minutes. Nick White, contact the stand, please. Nick White. And would somebody from the Romo stable check with the test barn, please? Only 3 minutes left to wager, 3 to post time. Please note our next live card of harness racing here at Truro Raceway will be coming up on Tuesday, August the 21st with a 7 p.m. post time. There's no racing this coming Friday, August 10th here at Truro. The next card is Tuesday, August 21st at 7 p.m. Out of 2 minutes, only 2 to post time. It's post time for the 4th race. The entries are lining up behind the Home Hardware Building Center starting gate. Race number 4 of the evening has Pride of Paradise, Putnam's New Year, Rockin' Party, Hamac Diamond, Silver Hill King, Center Stage G, and Jamantha. They're off and pacing. Away quickly. That is Putnam's New Year looking for the early lead. Rockin' Party driving out. And at the rail, that's Pride of Paradise crossing over. And finding a seat at the rail in 4 is Center Stage G. Unhurried back there, racing away in the 5 spot is Hamac Diamond, followed out in 6 as they race into the backstretch for time 1. by Silver Hill King, and Jamaica is the early trainer. That's Rockin' Party now driving up to take over the lead as they arrive at the opening quarter, giving way. Putnam's New Year sits in the pocket second. Tied up in 3, that's Pride of Paradise, followed closely in the 4 spot by Center Stage G as they race on over to the 3/8. The quarter was reached in 28 and 1/5 second, and Rockin' Party will dictate the pace, leading it by a length and a quarter. Putnam's New Year tied up in the pocket second. Then looking at it from 3, that's Pride of Paradise. Now up on the outside from 4 as they race on past the halfway marker. That is Hamac Diamond providing cover on the outside in 6 to Silver Hill King. Shuffle back in 6th at the rail now is Center Stage G. On the 7th one is Janantha. Into the turn, onto the 5/8, the half 58 and 1, and Rockin' Party still the boss as they head to the backside. Final time up into the 2 spot now as they move down the back stretches. Hamac Diamond uncovered on the dam is Silver Hill King 3rd. Putnam's New Year tiring on the inside 4th. Off the road in 5 comes Pride of Paradise. They check in at the 3/4 mile mark, and Rockin' Party leads the way up on the outside, and uncovered racing second is Silver Hill King at the rail 3rd as they race on over to the 7/8 is Hamac Diamond. Outside Pride of Paradise is pacing 4th. 1:28 and 1 was the 3/4. They turn for home in pursuit of Rockin' Party. Silver Hill King the outside. Down to the inside, that is Hamac Diamond. On through the stretch they come. Hamac Diamond up the passing lane. Hamac Diamond up the passing lane to win it. Rockin' Party second and finishing 3rd is Silver Hill King. Back in victory lane, the 4th race winner, number 5, Hamac Diamond, Truro Raceway, son of Carnivore. All by Kenny Standards Incorporated of Berwick, trained by Phil Pinckney, Paul Angel with back-to-back winning drives. Hamac Diamond in 1:58 and 4/5. Race 4 is official. 1 Prada Paradise finished 4th. 2 Putnam's New Year 6th. 3 was scratched. 4 Rockin' Party 2nd. 5 Hamac Diamond the winner. 6 Silver Hill King 3rd. 7 Center Stage G 5th. And 8 Jamatha was 7th. Quarter in 28 and 1. Half 58 and 1. 3 quarters in 128 and 1. The mile 158 and 4/5. Top down your card reads 4-6 scratched 2-1-3-5-7. The 5-4-6 try in race 4 returned $24.60. The 5-4 exactor $5.80. Fifth race coming up. No changes in race 5. Post time in less than 7 minutes. Superfecta carryover for the fifth race stands at $37.53. Now are the starters for the fifth race, a $4,500 claiming event. Number 1 is Grin's Little Flirt. Ernie Laughlin will drive for winner Craig White. The 2 Jerry's Beach on the Kerry Saunders. Andy Campbell catch drives. Kirk Paris drives for the CC Stables. Number 3 Ideal Ticket. Andrea and Ryder Matthews Renison are the owners of 4 PJ Canvex with Darren Crow at the controls. Danny Romo is aboard the 5 Don't Tell Mama by Dave Settle, Wallace Cameron, and Anthony Repschel. 6 4 Stars Holden gets Nick White for Sidney Parker and the Kelly Romeo. Todd Tranks will drive 7 PH Powerful for owner Hugh McKay. And from the outside post 8, it's Charlotte Style, but Evan and Chuck O'Connor, Paul Angel will steer. Post time in less than 6 minutes. Well, 3 minutes, 3 to post time. Final call to wager on the fifth race, only 1 minute. Well, Hardware Building Center starting gates now moving for the fifth race. It's post time. Race number 5 of the evening has Gwen's Little Flirt, Jerry's Beach, Ideal Ticket, PJ Kendricks, Don't Tell Mom, 4 Stars Holden, PH Powerful, and Charlotte Style. They're off and pacing away quickly from the outside. 4 Stars Holden and PH Powerful down on the inside. And it's Jerry's Beach to grab the early lead. PJ Kendrick sits outside second. At the rail third now is Gwen's Little Flirt. Backing off fourth on the end is 4 Stars Holden, moving up into 4 now. On the inside, that's Ideal Ticket. They race into the backstretch on their way to the opening quarter, and they're led by Jerry's Beach. In the pocket is PJ Kendricks, followed closely in 3 by Gwen's Little Flirt. Ideal Ticket looks at it from 4. Fifth out the rail is Don't Tell Mom. Then 6th is PH Powerful. Moving up into 7, that's Charlotte Style, and to the back of the field goes 4 Stars Holden. 29 and the 5th was the opening quarter. They continue by the 3/8 and off the top turn, and out front it's Jerry's Beach with the lead as they race in front of the grandstand, approaching the halfway point. Jerry's Beach now being confronted on the outside as they race past the halfway marker by Gwen's Little Flirt. Following that cover on the rim is Ideal Ticket, getting a second over till third. At the rail in 4 as they race into the lower turn is PJ Kendricks. Don't Tell Mom to the outside is a third over 5th. 6th inside is PH Powerful. Then back to Charlotte Style and 4 Stars Holden at the back. They continue into the backstretch. 59 and 4/5 seconds was the half. On to 3/4. It's Jerry's Beach. Gwen's Little Flirt grinding it out first over on the inside of third, and now moving up into second is PJ Kendricks. Going 3 wide is Ideal Ticket. PH Powerful follows the rail, moves up into the 5 spot as they race out of the 7/8. 129 and 1 was the 3/4. Jerry's Beach is still the leader as they race past the 7/8. Ideal Ticket is up alongside second. They turn for home, and Ideal Ticket looks to take over from Jerry's Beach. They turn down the stretch. Outside Ideal Ticket, Jerry's Beach is now second. On for third, PH Powerful, but it's Ideal Ticket to win at second. Jerry's Beach third is PH Powerful. Now back, the fifth race winner, number 3, Ideal Ticket, 12-year-old brown gelded son of Full of Fame. Or Full of Fun, that should be, on the CC Stables of Middle Sackville, trained by Chris Coven, driven by Kirk Perez. Ideal Ticket pacing in 1:59 and 4/5. Fifth race is official. 1 Glenn's Little Flirt 7th, 2 Jerry's Beach 2nd, 3 Ideal Ticket the winner, 4 PJ Canvex 4th, 5 Don't Tell Mom 6, 4 Stars Hold'em 8, 7 PH Powerful 3rd, and 8 Charlotte Style 5th. Quarter 29 and 1, the half 59 and 4, 3/4 and 1, 29 and 1, the mile and 159 and 4/5. From the top, your card is 721 468 35. 3-2 all try in the fifth race, $175.40. The 3 all exactors, $24.70, and a carryover in the superfecta, $54.46. Race 6 coming up. The 6 Always Reese scratched sick, no super in race 6, with post time in 7 minutes. Entrance on the track for race 6. 1 gold record owned by Gordy McCabe, Danny Romo driving. Carl Eisner drives 2 Mortal Kombat for owner Calvin Eisner. Ian Tate and Ronnie Farms Limited, the owners of 3 Dusty Lane Westy, with Claire McDonald in charge. SF Razzmatazz, the 4, Mark Whidden, owns and drives, co-owned by Barry Whidden. Giant Slayer, the 5, Paul Angel driving for Ian McDonald. 6 has been scratched, the 7, Montreal Phil, Darren Crow for Don Ellis Abbott and Jeff Ellis. And Brookdale Jim from post 8. Bernard Potty, Jr. and Senior, Bernard McCollum in the driver's seat. Post time in 6 minutes. Only 3 minutes, 3 to post time. Only 1 minute left to wager. 1 minute to 6th race post. It's post time for race 6. The Home Hardware Building Center starting gate is now in motion. Race number 6 of the evening has Gold Record, Mortal Kombat, Dusty Lane Westy, SF Razzmatazz, Giant Slayer, Montreal Fib, and Brookdale Jim. They're off and pacing. Dusty Lane Westy quick off the gate, and on the outside, Montreal Phil now darting out to the lead as they race into the first turn. That's Montreal Phil to take over the lead. Dusty Lane Westy gets away nicely in the pocket, tied up in the 3 spot as they race on down the opening 8th. It is Gold Record, followed by Mortal Kombat in 4. Next in line from 5 as they start down the backstretch and race on to the opening quarter is SF Razzmatazz. Then they go back to Giant Slayer. And the early trailer back in 7 is Brookdale Jim. Seating arrangements complete, single file as they race past the opening quarter. It's Montreal Fit out there, leading it by 2 lengths. Dusty Lane Westy tracks along in the pocket. Tied up in the 3 spot, that's Gold Record. Next in line from 4 is Mortal Kombat. Campaigning the rail from 5 is SF Razzmatazz. Then back to Giant Slayer, has only 1 beaten, that's Brookdale Jim. 30-1 was the quarter. They race in front of us now as they approach the halfway point. Montreal Fit unchallenged in the front end. Still up there by 2. Dusty Lane Westy content in the pocket. First over attacker. Here comes Mortal Kombat up on the outside 3rd. Gold Record stays at the rail 4th. SF Razzmatazz will pick up cover on the run from 5. Then 6th along the rail as they race into the backstretch. Giant Slayer and Brookdale Jim is at the back in 7.5 in a leisurely 102. They move into the backstretch on their way to the 3 quarters, and Montreal Phil is still the boss by 2 lengths. Mortal Kombat braving it first over. Inside and pacing 3rd, that's Dusty Lane Westy. Gold Record is the 4th one. 5th, and on the outside, SF Razzmatazz is losing contact with cover as they race on to the 7/8. It's Montreal Phil, Mortal Kombat, Dusty Lane Westy 3rd. 1:31 3 quarters. They turn for home in pursuit of Montreal Phil. Mortal Kombat, the outside still 2nd. Dusty Lane Westy. On down the stretch they come. Montreal Phil, Dusty Lane Westy. Montreal Phil will open up to win it by 3. Second, Dusty Lane Rusty, and third is Mortal Kombat. Back in the winners enclosure, the winner of race 6, number 7, Montreal Phil, 14-year-old Big Yellow Son of Blissful Hall, will be Don Ellis Abbott, trained and driven by Darren Crow. Montreal Phil in 2 minutes and 2/5. Race 6 is now official. 1 Gold Record 6, 2 Mortal Kombat 3rd, 3 Dusty Lane Rusty 2nd, 4 SF Razzmatazz 5th, 5 Giant Slayer 7th, 6 was Scratch, 7 Montreal Phil the winner, 8 Brookdale Jim was 4th. The fractions 30 and 1, 102, 131 and 3 in the mile, 2 minutes and 2/5. Rechecking from the top, 632, 57 scratched, 14. 732 try, return 25.90. The 73 adventure 23.90. Coming up in races 7 and 8, the late daily double, there are no program changes with 7th race post time in less than 8 minutes. Anchors now coming out of the racetrack for the 7th race. Number 1 is Woodmere Finesse, number Ted Mahar, Bernard McCollum driving. The 2 is Dragon's Fire by Peter Jardine and Jenny Murner, Robert Larkin at the helm. Claire McDonald drives the 3, Woodmere Katie, owned by Chris Neville. The 4 and 5 are delayed in post parade. 6 Badlandia. Danny Romo catch driving for Paula White. Ron Harris owns the 7 Glenview Paisley with Dave Carey in charge. Paul Angel drives this evening from post 8, GL's Hurricane, owned by John Bediveau. Now on the track is the 5 entry, Catch 22, owned by William Shearer, Sonny Siteman and Charlie Piper, with Darren Crow in the driver's seat. Now coming out of the racetrack is number 4, Wildcat Jet. Todd Trites will drive for owner Steve Norton. Post time in 5 minutes. Last call for wagering on the 7th race, less than 1 minute. It's post time for the 7th race. Entries are lining up behind the Home Hardware Building Center starting gate. Race 7, top of the stretch, Woodmere Finesse, Dragon's Fire, Woodmere Candy, Wildcat Jet, Catch 22, Bad Landia, Glenview Paisley, and Jared's Hurricane. They're off, and as they leave the gate, Dragon's Fire, the first away, Woodmere Finesse at the wheel, drives out quickly as they race into the first turn, grabbing a seat, Wildcat Jet at the wheel in 3. The next in line from 4 is Woodmere Candy, followed out in the 5 spot by Catch 22. Badlandia back there in 6th, 7th. There's Glenview Paisley, and JR's Hurricane is 8th and at the back of the field. Through the back straight, single file as they race past the opening quarter. Dragon's Fire out front leads the way. A length and a half is the margin on Woodmere Finesse. Then Wildcat Jet tightens up in the 3 spot, followed in 4 by Woodmere Candy. The 5th one, that's Catch 22, back in 6 for Badlandia. Glenview Paisley racing at a 7, and still 8th and at the back is JR's Hurricane. Opening quarter in 28 and 2/5 seconds. They make their way off the top turn as they near the halfway point. And out front, Dragon's Fire, Woodmere Finesse now out of the pocket, up to challenge as they race past the halfway point. Woodmere Finesse up alongside Dragon's Fire as they arrive at the half. On the inside, Wildcat Jet is pacing along in 3. Then looking at it from 4 is Woodmere Candy, back to Catch 22 and 5. That's Dragon's Fire. On the lead, 58 and 4 was the half. Back to the rail, second goes Woodmere Finesse. Then out the rail in 3, that's Wildcat Jet. The 4th one is Woodmere Candy. Catch 22 is racing in 5. They continue out of the 3 quarters. And now once again out of the pocket comes Woodmere Finesse, but Dragon's Fire still a leader. Wildcat Jet is in the 3-wide path third. Then racing around the inside 4th is Woodmere Candy. 5th for Catch 22. They continue out of the 7/8. 1:28 was the 3 quarters. Dragon's Fire still the boss. Woodmere Candy is saving ground on the inside, moving up to 2nd. Woodmere Finesse 3rd, Wildcat Jet 4th. On down the stretch, Dragon's Fire leads them home with Woodmere Candy now 2nd. It's Dragon's Fire, Woodmere Candy on the outside. Dragon's Fire holding on. Woodmere Candy 2nd, and 3rd is Woodmere Finesse. Back in victory lane, the 7th race win of Dragon Again, owned by Peter Jardine and Jimmy Murner. Trained by Max Seal and driven by Robert Laughlin. Dragon's Fire in 157 2/5. Here's the official result of race 7. 1 Woodmere Finesse third, 2 Dragons Fire the winner. 3 Woodmere Candy second, 4 Wildcat Jet fifth, 5 Catch 22 is fourth, 6 Badlandia 8, 7 Glenview Paisley 6, and 8 JR's Hurricane 7th. Quarter 28 and 2, the half 58 and 4, 3 quarters and 128, the mile in 157 2/5. Top down 3 1 2, 5 4 8 6 7. 2-3-1 try in race 7, $438.10. 2 out exactors, $33.50. No winning superfectas were sold. The carryover in the super to race 8, $83. 8th and final coming up, no changes in the 8th race with 7 minutes to post. Now is tonight's winning 50-50 number. It's worth $371. It's ticket 5210462. Again, tonight's winning 50-50 number worth $371. 5210462. is on the track and plating for the 8th and final. The one is Western Scott. Paul Langer drives for Arlene Gillis. The 2 is Electric Sill, owned by Andrea Renison, along with Ryder Matthews Renison, with Darren Crow in the seat. Toby McDonald drives number 3, Pick and Scoop, the owner Don Anderson. The 4, delayed in post parade. Jasmo is the 5, Ernie Laughing Up for Greg Francis. Cindy and Joey Green own the 6, Salisbury Quick, with Robert Laughing Up the lines. The 7, Don't Stand in My Way, is owned and driven by Kenny Parker Jr. Go With It from post 8. Andy Campbell will drive for Gordy McCabe. And now on the track is the 4, Brookdale Buster. Brendan McCollum will drive for Doug Polly Jr. and Sr. Post time in 5 minutes. Post time is in less than 3 minutes. And just a reminder that our next live Carter Furnace racing here at Truro Raceway is coming up on Tuesday, August 21st at 7 p.m. Please note there's no racing next Friday evening. Our next live card goes Tuesday, August 21st at 7 p.m. Final call at the windows, less than a minute to post, last call. Unheard the building center starting gate now moving up for the 8th race. It's post time. Eighth and final dash of the evening has Western Scott, Electric Sill, Pick and Scoop, Brookdale Buster, Jazz Bell, Salisbury Quick, Don't Stand in My Way, and Go With It. Off and pacing, quick off the gate, Jasmine looking for the early lead. Down the inside, that's Western Scott along with Electric Sill. Electric Sill remains with the lead. Up on the outside, that's Jasmine second. Western Scott on the inside third, crossing over, looking for a spot. Is Go With It in 4. Then coming away in 5 is, as they race into the backstretch, Pick and Scoop. And back to Brookdale Buster from 6th. The 7th is Salisbury Quick, and at the back of the field is Don't Stand in My Way. They arrive at that opening station, and Electric Sill is out front showing the way. Racing along in the pocket is Western Scott, followed in 3 by Jasmo. Looking at it from 4, that is Go With It. Gapping out in 5 is Pick and Scoop. Starting up on the outside. And racing in 6 as they continue off the top turn. Here's Salisbury Quick, 28 and 2. Well, the opening quarter. They traveled in front of us. First time approaching the half. Electric Sill still in control. Now looking out of the pocket, here's Western Scott on the inside of 3rd. That is Jasmo, followed in the 4th spot as they race into the lower turn by Go With It. Then Salisbury Quick up into 5. 6th and moving on the outside, Don't Stand in My Way. Brookdale Buster and Pick and Scoop on to the backside. Final time 58 and 2. Was the half on to 3/4. And Electric Sill still in control, leading it by 2 lengths on Western Scott. Outside and uncovered racing 3rd. That is Jasmo. And Go With It in the 3-wide path 4th. Inside Salisbury Quick has 5. They race now to the 7/8. Electric Sill out there 3 wide. And gaining ground, that's Go With It. 1:28 and 3. Where's the 3/4? Go With It on the far outside. Up to engage Electric Sill. Also in contention is Jasmo on the 1/3. They turn for home, and Go With It is taking over the lead as they straighten out for the stretch drive. Go With It. Electric Sill on the inside is Western Scott, but Go With It gets up to win it. It's close for second. A closing. Brookdale Buster is looking to nose out to Electric Sill. Tonight's 50-50 winner was James Fraser. Now back in the winners enclosure, the 8th race winner, number 8, Go With It. 8-year-old Bay Got It Son of Camluck, owned by Gordy McCabe, trained by Gordy. Andy Campbell, the winning driver. Go With It, pacing in 1:59 4/5. Race 8 is official. 1 Western Scott 4th, 2 Electric Sill 3rd, 3 Pick and Scoop 6, 4 Brookdale Buster 2nd, 5 Jasmo 8, 6 Salzburg Quick 5th. The 7 don't stand in that way. 7-8 Go With It, the winner. Top down, your card is 4, 3, 6, 2, 8, 5, 7, 1. 8th race try, 8 all, $69.90. The $1 8-4 exacto returned $140.90. The late double paid on the 2-2 combination for $19.75. No winning superfecta tickets sold. The carryover $119.40. And don't forget, the next live Cardiff Racing here at Truro goes Tuesday, August 21st. First race post time is 7 p.m. No racing next Friday. The next card Tuesday, August 21st at 7 p.m.